Admiral Super Cascode black and white console television. It happens to be the model number C2326Z, chassis 21A3Z. The Admiral Super Cascode chassis guarantees the UHF reception. I think what we got here is a 1954 Admiral Super Cascode black and white console television. She was destined to become a cat bed, according to the ad. However, it looked like it was in pretty good shape. A buddy of mine wanted it for his library, something to watch TV on. So we'll see if we can save this cool old television and make it work again. The biggest little hurdle is to make sure the CRT is good. And I had to go back and look at my video from the Zenith with the universal adapter. I haven't had to use it. I hardly use this thing, but got it all set up, and right now it's not even at 6.3 volts, and she's good. We'll go ahead and bring it up to that. I got it sitting on here for about a half an hour to kind of warm up. She's been cold sitting outside in the garage and then in the car, but it has extremely good cutoff, it seems. Now let's see, emissions seem to be really good. Live test looks good, so that's a positive, I guess, right? This is kind of cool. Looks like the picture tube was replaced in 1961 with the Slovenia. That's kind of neat. So it looks like it's got a lot of life left on that new picture tube in 61. I think it's had a lot of use, though. Almost every tube in here is a different kind of brand of tube, it looks like. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Overall, it's pretty good in here. Good shape, it looks like. So this would be cool, right? Get the chassis out of this and see what we can do to it. That's cool. Nice beefy tuner. Oh yeah. That'll be cool. I can't wait to see this working. Well, alright, got the chassis out. It's looking pretty good. A lot of different tube manufacturers in here. Does anyone know if Admiral made their own branded tubes? But there's a bunch of different kinds. The most looking like I'm seeing so far is these Raytheons. Man, this all copper chassis is pretty slick. It's even got the tube stuff stamped on here. This is interesting. More if they discovered a problem. This thing's got a thing on it and it's loose, like it's been pulled out. Let's tip this thing over and have a look-see underneath the hood here. Oh, this is cool. So, here's our loose cap. And It does look like that's been worked on. Interesting. So, I wonder if that's been replaced. That's what it's kind of looking like. It's mostly all original under here. Surge voltage 525. So I reckon, I wonder if I should get a 525 rated electrolytic for this. Another electrolytic. Was that a couplet looking thing? Interesting. I'll have to look into that, huh? Yeah, looking pretty original. A lot of plastic wax. Lovely things. Ooh, what do we have there? A couple of bumble bombs taped up. What do you reckon this taped up thing is? It's interesting. Oh, solder. Where did that come from, huh? Been slowly bringing her up on the Variac over the last hour. And I started getting a picture. A little bit of noise. Don't sound good, but hey, at least we know we got some action. We got high voltage. Flyback must be all right. So, good news. I think she's worth putting in some money for capacitors. Yeah. It's fascinating to me since I was a little kid that they're able to make television work back then with just some vacuum tubes, coils, resistors, capacitors. Why is it cool? Why is this so cool? All right, well, since we got the surprisingly a vertical and horizontal deflection, I have the stuff on hand to do some of these paper wax capacitors. So I'm going to start on that. I got an order in on Mauser for the electrolytics. So while that's getting its way here, I'm going to get on this. This is kind of cool. They used 2 capacitors to get the value they needed. I mean, you got to think, what's kind of cool is, you know, this would have been late 50s, maybe early 60s. Service call. There was no recording. There was no getting to, you know, see your show again. If you missed it, you had to wait till reruns. But, you know, imagine being a service guy and they're like, well, we don't got this part. You know, is there anything you can do? Well, I can maybe combine a couple parts if you want to pay for extra parts. But still, you know, tests all right, or really close anyways. So I think when I added up the color values, it should have been 22, 24. But, well, you know, it's got a little bit of voltage loss. But yeah, so that's cool. Anyway, we got that in there now. So let's try out an old waxy. This thing, you can even tell, it's supposed to be 0.1, 200 volts. Interesting. 413. That'd be like around 0.4, right? Not 0.1. That's a little off, I guess. Let's try the El Cheapo capacitor blaster over here. Well, and it's also way up there, so 0.1 should be around 100 nanos, I believe. Alright, we got the paper waxies done. So, let's see if we let smoky out made it worse or better. I don't know. But since the electrolytics are still there and on the way, I'm going to slowly bring it up again. That maybe crap explodes. Maybe it won't be as bad. But here's to keeping the hopes up. 850. Got a little bit of life. Oh, I hear sound out the speaker. Well, picture's back. Let's take her down a little bit. Make sure we don't blow anything up. Don't sound good, does it? Brightness control. Turn it. Looks like no snow. I don't feel too bad. Ooh, do we get shocked? Feels okay. Man, I'd love to see a picture tonight. Where are we at on power? We're on the low side. Let's bring her up a little more to 110. Ooh, filling her out now. Something's going on with that control. I need some contact cleaner. In any case, I didn't blow it up, so that's a plus. Capacitor order showed up from Mauser. Look at the size of that bad boy. So I'm ready to start with that. However, the owner of the TV showed up, and I was just showing him kind of how far I gotten with it. And I was poking around because here we go. Let's plug it in here. I was poking around with it. There we go. And I noticed the one of the vacuum tubes on the tuner wasn't working. Just dirty socket. Jiggle wiggled it, and next thing I know, I got static on the screen. And she started working. I was pretty surprised about that. There we are. Now, I haven't aligned this or nothing yet. I'm going to do that after, obviously, I'm done with all this work. But let's turn on the transmitter. There we are. Gotta work on that, but picture is actually not that bad for just the way it sits. There we are. Let me kill this light here. The electrolytics aren't really getting hot anymore. I think they reformed a little. But it'd be interesting to see. At least I got a baseline to know how well it works before I go and do this. In case I screw something up, I kind of know where to look. But it'd be cool to see how good this works. I'll get the old TV thing on this and we'll get her aligned. Alright, here we are. Got the electrolytics done. And this was kind of cool. I didn't plan this. Just kind of happened. The new cap is a Sprague Atom TVA 1907. The old one was a Sprague Atom TVA 1711. And I actually went to Mauser and plugged in that part number, and they sell that exact part number. The only difference here was that I saw this thing said surge voltage 525, and the highest I could get was 500. So, but it says it's rated for 450. The exact part number is only a 450. Interesting, but anyway, yeah, it even fits in the holder. How cool is that, right? Got terminal strip in and those done. Getting cleaning up the contacts. I've powered it on. It still works. It's like a rarity. This never happens where I don't have to like troubleshoot something. It's back together. It's alignment time. Controls are all cleaned up, and I tested it with the TV transmitter, and she's looking good still. Got the SYN core hooked up. Gotta remember how to use that, and we'll see about lining this up here. I did put in a fuse just to try to prevent fires or runaway voltage, and I put a CL90 current inrush limiter just to kind of help soft start this thing, because this is going to be kind of a daily use, almost, maybe at least a regular runner set, so this would be cool. Man, that's not far out for not doing anything. It's not bad at all.
Omaha's weather leader, Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby with your accurate Weather Now forecast.
It is Ranby factor time for Thanksgiving Day. It's a 5, tolerable for being working outside. Going to be kind of breezy, a little bit chilly. Now it's time to paint it red, baby. That is Iowa, Nebraska, Kinnick Stadium, Iowa City, and it looks beautiful. Sunny. Light winds, 47 at the kickoff, 39 at the end of the game. Clear skies. Today, 56 in Omaha today. 9 above the average, 24 this morning's low temperature, no precipitation. Boy, we need some. 9 inches below average.
I want to try something. I tested a couple of these tubes, and one was grid leakage in a short, and the other one's just a grid leakage. And both of these were in the video first and I think second stage or something like that. So I'm gonna do one at a time and pop them in there and see what happens with the picture here. Okay. First one we'll try 6CB6 in the first video IF stage. It says grid leakage and a short on the tester. Let's see if it actually works or what it does. Well, it still works, but it's not as strong. Well, that's interesting, huh? Well, that was a weird boot up. But that picture definitely looks a lot better now. Next one is in the sync vertical output. Video sync output. And this one just says grid leakage. 12BY4A or something. Let's switch that out and see what happens. Well, that don't seem like it's any different than the good tube, you know it? There we go. Got the back all buttoned back up. Oh, if I don't fall. I'm going to try out the built-in TV antenna. Little loop on the back. And see what it does. Missing a couple screws. Other than that, kind of wish I had them. Freaking beautiful set. Give me this thing. Well, I know where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be downstairs in the basement watching TV. I'm going to let this run for, I don't know, some time. Several hours. A day. Maybe for the next 3-4 days. Maybe a week. Just to, I don't know, make sure it's all right.
That is great news. There's the 12-hour, 40s for a good chunk of the night, and then 30s before morning. Rob and Julie.
Thank you, Bill. The Nebraska Department of Education releases its report on student success post-pandemic, and the data is cause for concern.
Well, I think it's safe from being a cat bed.
That's a look at your local forecast. Kristen and Peter, back to you.
Appreciate it. We'll take it, Samara. Thank you very much. Joe is back right now with a look at what's ahead in Pop Start.
Hey there, coming up, Jennifer Lopez
It ain't perfect.
announces new music. When
Got to
you can
figure out
expect
the
what
problem
is
with the
coming up
speaker.
next in Pop Start after these messages.
But I got it sounding okay for now.
Watch NBC Night News with Lester Holt, or listen wherever
Picture's
you get
pretty
your
good.
podcasts.
Everything seems to be locked in, solid,
For
vertical,
years,
horizontal.
so many of you have supported the 6 News Stuff the Bus food and toy drive.
Black Friday blowout has begun in Cush's 7 to 8 Furniture. We're opening at 9 a.m. on Friday to get the deals rolling early. Friday, get a free memory foam pillow with any purchase, plus 36 months interest-free financing and amazing deals will be going on all day long. Lance 5-piece pub sets, $109.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.